The upper and the lower range of the instrument can often be seen as them hard to reach parts of the instrument. I'm going to say that they're not any harder than any other note on the instrument, they're just less familiar. In this video, I'm going to show you a few things that you can do to get them more familiar and improve that sound at the top and the bottom of the instrument. First of all, what do I mean by the upper and lower range? When I'm talking about the upper range of the instrument, it's basically any note above a C sharp. So any of the notes that need to start using these left hand palm keys here, your right top side key, possibly even your top F sharp if your instrument has one. That is the upper range of the instrument. The lower range of the instrument is anything I would say below a D. So as soon as we start using this bottom little finger here on the C, I would say that is the lower range of the instrument. Now these two parts of the instrument, the upper and the lower, are often seen as the more difficult parts to reach of the instrument. What I'm going to say though is that they're not really more difficult to play than any other note on the instrument. They are just more unfamiliar. And the reason for this is because when we first start playing the instrument, we probably first started playing a B, an A, or a G, a C. Around that range, we probably played our G major scale, F major scale to start with as our first scale. That means we played those notes for longer. We've not played the top of the instrument or the bottom of the instrument for as long as we've played these middle notes of the instrument. So these are more familiar. When we look at a piece of music, if it's a certain grade, we don't often play the top of the instrument or the bottom of the instrument. So again, we're excluding ourselves from that part of the instrument so it becomes less familiar to us. If we can get ourselves more familiar with the top of the instrument and the bottom of the instrument, we should be getting better at those parts. So first things first, and I think this goes for playing any part of the instrument, you need to make sure that you've got a really good, strong column of support, air support going into the instrument. If you don't have that, you're not going to get the sound that you want at the top of the instrument or the bottom of the instrument. So make sure that you're taking a huge breath in and you're using that breath really, really wisely through the instrument to get the biggest sound you can. Once you have that support and a really good strong embouchure, then you are going to be able to get those top notes and bottom notes a lot easier. Now, I totally understand that everybody's really, really busy. Everybody's trying to grab 15 minutes here, 20 minutes there for a practice session. What I would say is please use at least 5 minutes of that short practice session on long notes. And with that 5 minutes, I want you to do this. First of all, split the instrument into 3 sections, 3 different ranges of the instrument. The first and probably most familiar part of the instrument is going to be the middle range, and that's going to be any note from a G without your octave key to an A with your octave key. And pick one of those notes and play nice long notes on that note. This is going to be a more familiar note to you, so it's going to be one that you're going to be able to make a good sound on right from the very start. The second part of the instrument is going to be the upper range, so any note above that A from the B flat upwards. If you want to get better at the upper range of the instrument, the extreme top of the instrument, then pick one of the notes that needs these palm keys and play one of them notes as a long note. The third and final part of the instrument is obviously the bottom of the instrument, and that is going to be any note that's left. So any note below that G downwards. Again, if you want to push yourself and get better at these lower notes, choose one of the notes that needs that left little finger. It is going to be beneficial. The final thing that I'm going to mention to help you get used to the top of the instrument and the bottom of the instrument. Now, this is probably the best thing to do to become more familiar with the top of the instrument and the bottom of the instrument, and that is to play full range scales. Now, if you're not sure about what full range scales are, let me explain it. I'm going to play a D major scale. We're going to start on the low D. We're going to move up the instrument in the key of D major, obviously. We're going to get all the way to the top D. Now, more often than not, that's where we turn around and come all the way back down the instrument, down to the low D. A full range scale carries on going up in the key of D major. So I'm going to get to the top D and I'm going to continue going up to the top E. And then I'm going to finish at the top of the instrument in D major, which is the top F sharp. At that point, I'm going to come all the way back down a D major scale to the bottom D, but I'm not going to stop there. I'm going to continue going down the instrument to as low as I can get in the key of D major, which is the bottom B. When I get down to the bottom, I'm going to turn round again and resolve the scale back on the tonic, which is the low D. Playing your scales full range is going to force you to the top of the instrument and the bottom of the instrument every single scale you play. So you're going to play a top F or an F sharp in every single scale. You're going to play a bottom B and a bottom B flat in every single scale. That is going to make you more familiar with the top of the instrument and the bottom of the instrument. Hopefully, the more that you play these parts of the instrument that are seen as more difficult, the easier they're going to get. So a very quick recap, we're going to make sure that we've got a really good strong support, we've got a good strong embouchure. They are fundamental things that you need to make sure that you've got for any playing on the instrument. The second thing that we did was split the instrument into 3 sections and play long notes in one note in each one of them 3 sections. Push yourself to the top of the instrument and push yourself to the bottom of the instrument. If you've only got those 5 minutes to spend on long notes, that is what to do. And the third and final thing that I've just mentioned here is full range scales. This is going to force you to the top F or F sharp and down to the bottom B or B flat on every single scale that you play. Yes, it takes a little bit of working out when we first start working in that way on our scales, but believe me, that is one of the best things that you can do that's going to improve the top and the bottom of your instrument. Finally, just a huge thank you for spending time watching this video. I hope you're finding this content useful. I'm trying my best to make more and more of this material now. If you want to see something specific, please put it in the comments. Please like, subscribe, all that kind of cool stuff. If you want to get in touch, my contact details are in the description of this video as well. Thank you again, and I look forward to seeing you again next time.